Thanks for tuning in. Because this show sucks, we are going to go over a specific human right to arm you with some knowledge. I'm also going to leave links to the resources down in the description, so after watching the video, feel free to take a look at those resources. We're doing this video today because of all the businesses around Canada that are wanting to force vaccinations on their employees or force presumed unvaccinated employees to give up their medical privacy. There's already been hundreds of employees across Canada that have been fired for one specific status, one specific immunization status, and that is the COVID-19 immunization status. And this is wrong. It is wrong on many levels. This video today is specifically going to be covering the British Columbia Human Rights Act. If you don't live in BC, this one will not be covering your province. But if you know somebody that lives in BC, please send them this link so that they can be armed with this knowledge. The Canadian federal government and its cronies, big giant corporations, would like you to think that the Canadian government can rule with an iron fist straight across all the provinces with absolutely no one to stop them. But this is wrong. It is wrong. There is a Notwithstanding Clause inside of the Charter of Rights where any province, if they see that the federal government is infringing on the human rights of their citizens, they are able to enact that Notwithstanding Act and fight against the federal government. Here we are looking at the Canadian Charter of Rights, Section 2, Freedom of Expression. The provision is, everyone has the following fundamental freedoms: freedom of thought, belief, opinion, and expression, including freedom of press and other media of communication. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, what does this do for me? What does this mean? Well, linked straight from the BC Human Rights Commissioner's website, we have this resource that they tell us to look at from Forte Workplace Law. And what does it say? Well, let's get into it. It says, refusing a vaccine is unlikely to be accepted as just cause for termination, which means severance pay would be owed. Unvaccinated workers can also expect a tougher time in a job search, which could increase the amount of severance pay due. And they make it very clear that if you're part of a workers' union, it's a lot harder for them to fire you for just cause, because it says right here, in an unionized environment, this is even more complex as workers can generally only be fired for just cause. Alright, cool. So that's good news. Now what? Well, this is what's now, is we keep this in mind and we pop on over to the BC Human Rights Act and we take a look at it. What are we protected under? So while we're over here, we're taking a look at the the British Columbia Human Rights Tribunal, and it says for personal characteristics protected in the BC Human Rights Code. And we have political beliefs. That is right, we have a political beliefs one in here. And what does that say? It tells us political belief includes support of a political party or a group that advocates political change and beliefs about the organization and governance of communities. It includes advocacy for change to legislation. It is only protected in employment advertisements, and membership in a union or occupational association. So, look at that. It's for employment. This political belief, protected characteristics for human rights in employment. The kind of political beliefs that can fall under this is there's ethics one where you believe that everyone has a freedom of choice. They can choose to put what they want in their body or not. There's also the belief that the vaccine passport is a segregation passport, so your political belief to not segregate the population is right there. Then there's also the political belief to one's right to medical privacy. This video is for education purposes only, not for legal advice. The reason was just to help provide people with the basic knowledge of the Human Rights Act And thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, press that like button, and notifications.